Hi, this is Matt with Inmate Search Info. Today we're going to be looking at how to find Oklahoma inmates. The Oklahoma Department of Corrections offers an offender search, and the first thing you're going to want to do is take a look at the terms and conditions before you go in to do your searches. As we often try to disclaim here at Inmate Search Info, you don't want to use this information for any kind of official purpose that's regulated by government. That includes things like credit decisions, employment decisions, and any decisions related to housing. So the information, obviously, they put the disclaimer that it's not guaranteed to be accurate or complete. So again, be careful how you use this information. You don't want to run afoul of the law yourself. So accepting the terms and conditions, pretty typical setup for a state inmate search. You can search by a Department of Corrections number, that's Oklahoma Department of Corrections number, or you can do name or date of birth. You can choose whether or not to include alias data. So if you don't know for sure that you know someone by their legal name, you can include that alias data. Might be useful if you're not 100% sure. Also, it says similar sounding names. There is an algorithm that they use to try to give you something that sounds like maybe a name. Maybe you heard it incorrectly, whatever the case might be. I don't know how well that works, but that is an option for you as well. A little bit unusual. We're going to go ahead and pop a name in here real quick, and we'll take a look at the results. Okay, so we've popped a name in here, and like I say, I've included this alias data just so we get, a couple of results here. Oklahoma does have a very large incarcerated population, something like 27,000 people. So the more information you can put in here, and maybe the less or the more filtered results that you can narrow it down by, the better, especially if it's a common name. In fact, with this alias data, I'm going to get a ton of results here for Michael Smith, because in addition to current inmates, Oklahoma also shows you past inmates. So you have the 27,000 current inmates as well as people who have come through the system in the past. Like, you can see you have inactive folks populating the results here, and then, a couple that are still active. So there are a lot of results, 10 plus pages of results here. So again, the better you can filter it, the better. It would be nice if they gave you more options for filtering, but I guess not. So it would be good if you could choose between active and inactive inmates perhaps. But in any case, if you're not sure whether they are currently or were in the past incarcerated, it is good, I guess, that it's a catch-all, assuming you don't have to sift through 10 pages of this. So this is a past inmate, and we have a photo. Can't blow it up. There are past photos, though. Oh, not coming through terribly well. There we go. So, you have the image data as well. So perhaps if you know the person from some time in the past, obviously this person has changed quite a bit over the years, but that will give you something to go on. Not every state does that, so that could be useful to you. We do have, let's see, Michael S. Smith is his name. His alias is Michael R. Smith. Not super creative there, but because I included the alias searches, if his legal name was something completely different, we would still see that Michael Smith here as well. You do get that Oklahoma Department of Corrections number, which might be useful for future kind of checking up, so you may want to jot that down. Date of birth, and then we have their current facility is outside, so they're out. If you click on the link, it takes you to the list of facilities. We'll look at that a little more in a second, but they're not going to tell you where the person is located. They don't give you their address or anything like that where they are currently. You can look at the list of crimes committed, the term, and then the discharge dates for that. So most recently discharged in 2003. So these records go back quite a ways, which is not always the case for the states, but Oklahoma gives you everything. So let's pick somebody who's currently incarcerated, just so you can see. Again, we have a lot of photos for this particular person over the years, starting from back here. Again, a little blurry. I guess that makes sense if it was way in the past, 2002 to the present. And they do give you this link to current facility. Obviously, as is the case with a lot of these inmate searches, there's not a lot of effort done to keep them kind of up to date in terms of, the way the websites are operating. So when you click on that, you're going to get maybe a page like this. But we're going to go ahead and just continue anyway. It's yeah, again, they don't want to spend probably too much money on keeping this up, but they do have the database, and that's a lot of work to do, especially because they're including everybody, even past inmates. So they don't take you straight to the facility. I don't recall. I think it was maybe penitentiary was where this person was located. So if you click through, you get the list of pages, and then you have contact information, information on the facility, what they have available, and then how you get in touch with them, visitation, things like that, which might be of interest to you, or maybe not. So that covers, I think, Oklahoma. Again, there are a lot of results and very few ways that you can filter them out. So if you're trying to get maybe a better sense of finding someone, you can do things like background checks. And there are other types of offender searches you can do that will give you information on addresses if they are outside, as Oklahoma puts it. And if you want that information, as well as a link to this corrections page, please visit our link below to Inmate Search Info, where you can find all of that and more. Thanks so much for watching.